My family had a brief stint in North Bend, Washington many years ago. When the kiddos were much younger, we lived in a townhouse community that backed up to the mountains to Sound Greenway in North Bend, home to the famous film site of Mark Frost and David Lynch's movie and later television series, Twin Peaks. It's been a while since I've been back, but I remember it being really gorgeous. However, one must be aware that you are indeed living amongst the wild in this part of Washington. What do I mean by this? Well, for starters, the property manager informed us that we needed to make noise, i.e. banging a stick against a tin lid or something of that nature, in the evening when taking garbage to the dumpster. And this was due to the bear cubs that would curiously stumble nearby. More often than not, a mother bear was nearby wherever there were cubs. We saw occasional bear cub sightings, but I am most grateful for not seeing mother bear. Ursus americanus, or black bears, are commonly found in this area. They are recognized for their adaptability and distinct protective behaviors, especially for mothers and their young. In mid-2024, a TikTok question went viral. Would you rather be alone in the woods with a bear or a strange man? Many women chose the bear, sparking backlash from men who felt unfairly criminalized for being male. But let me propose an alternative viewpoint. Women often choose the bear because at times we are the bear. When moving through life, we must embrace the mother bear's instincts. This isn't about demonizing men. It's about survival instincts. Women's choice to trust the bear reflects deep-seated knowledge of risks, compounded by centuries of experience navigating a world where danger sometimes takes human form. Also, let's just get this out of the way. If you are an evil woman or you have an evil mother, sister, cousin, aunt, female teacher, female nurse, policewoman, or whatever female figure in your life that is deemed to be predatory or villainous, I am not talking about these women. They're hypothetically sent off to, I don't know, Second Australia. Second Australia is a cheeky colloquialism my older sister and I throw around when discussing individuals whose behaviors warrant exile, at least metaphorically. Historically, Australia was used as a penal colony, a place to send the socially undesirable when British prisons became overcrowded. We use Second Australia to refer to people who exhibit particularly abhorrent or reckless behavior, whether in the digital space or real life.
Welcome to Second Australia, exiled for bad behavior. Tired of pesky social media rules? Do you struggle with the concept of digital etiquette? Well, pack your bags because you've just earned a one-way ticket to Second Australia. That's right, Second Australia, a scenic wasteland designed for the permanently exiled of the modern era and internet age. Here, we welcome miscreants, chronic online oversharers, habitual trolls, shameless grifters, the list goes on. Oh, don't worry, no one here is judging, because nobody's listening. There are no likes, no shares, and no redemption. Spend your days wandering the dunes of irrelevance, shouting your opinions into the void. Misengagement? Don't worry, you can always argue with the other exiles.
But let's take this a step further. If a mother bear knows when to avoid threats, when to stand her ground, and when to disappear, why shouldn't we apply the same instincts to the digital world? The internet is a force of unseen predators. Some are obvious. Others are lurking behind screens, waiting for an emotional reaction. This is where the real test begins. Can you control how you move? Let's turn to the black bear for strategy references. Why the bear? A bear is predictable. Its motives are clear regarding territory, food, or protecting its young. A stranger's intentions are unknown, and unpredictability is more threatening than brute strength. Female bears with cubs exhibit behaviors that mirror how women, especially mothers, navigate their world. Female bears with cubs move through open spaces and remain hyper-aware of their surroundings. Women too adopt this heightened vigilance in physical and ought to in digital spaces as well to protect themselves and their family members. Female bears will use human presence as a deterrent against male bears that threaten their cubs. Male bears are less likely to enter these areas where humans are present, reducing the risk of infanticide. Similarly, women strategically align themselves with safer environments, communities, or alliances to avoid danger. Black bear mothers teach their cubs to climb trees for safety while bluffing or fleeing from threats. Women and their children are urged to acquire defensive strategies that will help in diffusing or avoiding confrontations. Black bears often become more active at night to avoid human interaction or disturbances, demonstrating their adaptability and preference for safety. These behaviors mirror how women assess the negative, risky situations, choosing strategies that maximize protection while minimizing confrontation. Just as black bear mothers instinctively assess their surroundings and adapt their behavior to avoid unnecessary risks, we too must develop a keen awareness of the terrain we navigate, especially in the digital world. But unlike the natural world where threats follow predictable patterns, the online space is filled with unseen predators, misinformation traps, and data-driven manipulation. In order to move like the bear, we first need to understand what we're set up against. Trolls and energy vampires. Sometimes individuals will deliberately provoke, harass, or drain emotional energy from other online users, often targeting to elicit reactions or assert dominance. In 2018, Indian journalist Rana Ayub faced a severe online harassment campaign, including doctored pornographic videos after she spoke out against the government. This led to widespread threats and abuse, severely impacting her mental health and professional life. This type of harassment can lead to psychological distress, reputational damage, and a self-censorship endured among women, discouraging them from participating actively in online platforms. Deepfake and AI threats. There's been a rise of the use of using artificial intelligence to create realistic but fake videos or images, often placing an individual's face onto an explicit content without their consent. In South Korea, a 2024 scandal revealed that AI was used to create explicit deepfake images of female students and teachers, which were circulated online. This led to public outrage and calls for more decisive legal actions against such digital schmex crimes. Victims of deepfake pornography suffer from emotional trauma, reputational harm, and potential career setbacks. The proliferation of such content also perpetuates a culture of misogyny and violates personal privacy. Misinformation and agitators. These are entities or individuals that disseminate false information to mislead, manipulate public opinion, or incite discord, often targeting women or marginalized groups. AI-generated personas posing as medical professionals have appeared on platforms like TikTok providing misleading health advice. Users are cautioned to scrutinize such content to avoid being misled. The spread of misinformation can lead to public health risks, erosion of trust in legitimate professionals, and the marginalization of credible voices, particularly those of women in professional fields. Big data and digital profiling. The collection and analysis of vast amounts of personal data have been used to create detailed profiles that fall victim to targeted advertising, manipulation, or surveillance. Between the years 2018 and 2022, Meta, formerly known as Facebook, illegally gathered sensitive user data including political beliefs and sexual orientation, sharing it with 4,000 advertisers without consent. An investigation revealed Google's advertising platform targeted users based on chronic illnesses, financial struggles, and national security roles, raising privacy and national security concerns. These cases reveal how personal data, often collected without users' full awareness, can be leaked, sold, or misused, emphasizing the importance of privacy protections and digital self-defense strategies. Excuse you. Got enough Worcestershire there. Lots of Worcestershire. 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 Jesus. Hey, can you not scare me to death? Like the mother bear, we need to move strategically. Protect your cubs, whether they're your children, your ideas, or your vulnerabilities. Share only what's necessary, observe your surroundings, and keep your cards close to your chest. The less others know about your plans and resources, the better equipped you'll be to navigate safely. The world is changing and fast. AI-generated content floods our feeds. Our private lives are more exposed more than ever, and the rules of engagement are shifting daily. If you're not intentional about how you move, online and offline, you'll definitely get swept away. So how do we move like the mother bear? It starts with how we control our digital footprint, our engagement, and our environment. Avoid trolls and energy vampires. Engaging with individuals who thrive on provocation can lead to unnecessary stress and distraction. Many seek any form of engagement, even if it's negative, to fulfill their own needs. By choosing not to engage, you maintain control over your emotional well-being. A bear doesn't roar at every twig that snaps. It saves its energy for real threats. Online, too many women waste time on trolls, bait accounts, or stage drama. If someone wants your energy, make them pay for it. That means no free emotional labor, knee-jerk reactions, or playing into digital manipulation. Make your anger expensive. Making your anger expensive is a principle that I introduced in one of my earlier videos. This principle emphasizes that anger is valuable and should not be easily given away. You conserve energy and maintain inner peace by reserving your emotional response for situations that warrant them. Agitators and misinformation campaigns. This is another classification of digital predators. Many online instigators want you to react emotionally. Being selective in engagement is power. Move like a bear. Stay in safe digital habitats. Just as bears avoid unnecessary dangers, women should curate safer digital environments. Gone are the days of public discussions being the best place to connect. In 2025 and onward, private groups are where the real power lies. Use encrypted platforms like Signal or create your own space on Discord or Slack to build meaningful connections. These spaces aren't just about privacy. They're about mobilizing, sharing resources, and uplifting one another without interference. Private digital spaces like Discord, Signal groups, and vetted forums allowed women to share freely without public scrutiny or exposure, control who has access to their interactions. You avoid mass surveillance and data mining by big tech companies. But remember, be selective. Not all only women's spaces are authentic. Watch out for agitators and bad actors infiltrating groups. Deja Foxx is a prominent Gen Z activist and founder of Gen Z Girl Gang, and she's discussed utilizing platforms like Discord to create safer, more intimate online communities for women.
My name's Deja Foxx. I'm a content creator, digital strategist, and political it girl.
In her recent interview on the Bulwark's FY Pod, she highlighted how Gen Z girls have leveraged such platforms to foster supportive environments during the COVID-19 pandemic. Fox advocacy emphasizes the importance of digital spaces where women can connect authentically, share experiences, and collaborate without external pressures. By curating these online environments, women can exercise greater control over their interactions, ensure safety, and fostering genuine connections. By embracing platforms like Discord, women can create controlled, supportive spaces that mirror the protective instincts of a mother bear, ensuring their digital interactions are safe and empowering. In both digital and physical spaces, playing your cards close to your chest isn't about fear, it's about control. Sharing less makes you more challenging to read and harder to target. This doesn't mean living in secrecy. It means being intentional. Here are some practical tips to take into consideration. Number 1, control your digital footprint. Avoid posting your real-time location, or just don't post it at all. Use initials or aliases for public profiles. Review your privacy settings regularly. Scrub your name and data from people finder sites. The less you give away, the harder you are to track, and the easier it is to move freely. Number 2, stay one step ahead of manipulation. Switch to ghost mode, turn off active status, and read receipts. Ghost mode refers to the stealth approach to digital presence, where you intentionally reduce your online visibility and traceability to protect your privacy and security. Learn to spot rage bait and bot behavior, and don't engage. Use reverse image searches to verify accounts or content. Fact check everything, even when it confirms your beliefs. Your discernment is your shield. Don't just be a consumer of information, be a filter. Number 3, curate what you consume. Follow creators who challenge your mind, not your peace. Try content fasting. Take a break from social media to reset your focus. Replace it with uplifting books, documentaries, or learning a new skill. Your mental clarity will thank you. Avoid doom scrolling. It robs you of clarity and optimism. And as an addition, I would be remiss if I did not remind you how to move in physical spaces. Remember, observe your surroundings before engaging. Keep personal details vague unless trust is established. The vagueness principles work both online and offline, and change up your routines and habits to stay unpredictable.
Green Day 2.0.
Do I have to go?
No, it's different. It's a concert.
Do I have to go?
They're like an online concert.
Or like, no, it's like being recorded. Like live.
It's a facility. It's a string orchestra. So it's different.
Thank you, Mother, for the beautiful dinner.
Many years ago, I had to come to terms with something that, in hindsight, should have been obvious. My children deserve to have a say in how their images were shared online. It started when I casually posted a picture of my son on Facebook. Shortly after, he asked, Why did you post that? His tone wasn't angry, but there was a clear discomfort in his voice. Like I hesitated, caught off guard. Did you not like the photo? No, he replied. I initially didn't understand why it mattered. To me, it was an innocent post, a sweet memory. But then I thought back to my own childhood photo albums curated entirely by my mother. If social media had existed back then, I probably wouldn't have wanted some of my awkward photos shared online. My son had no control over when, how, or which images I posted, and I had a realization. It struck me. This is his image, his identity, his right to privacy. From then on, I made a rule: before posting any image of my children, I would ask for their permission. If they approved, I'd even tag the post with kid-approved image posting or kid-approved video posting. Some of my mom friends dismissed this, saying like, it's my kid, I can post their image if I want. But to me, this was about trust and respect. Over time, I found myself posting fewer and fewer images of my children, not only because I respected their preferences, but also because I started questioning the larger implications of digital footprints for children. Today, I'm barely active on Facebook at all. Many parents view social media as their personal scrapbook, a digital archive of their family's memories. But what they often fail to consider is that children do not have control over their digital presence. Unlike a dusty old photo album stored on a shelf, online images are subject to a much broader and unpredictable audience. Aside from the obvious, like the occasional embarrassment, once an image is online, it's incredibly difficult to erase it. Even private accounts are not immune to photos that can be screenshotted, reshared, or stored in ways beyond the original poster's control. In some cases, seemingly innocent pictures have been misused or exploited in ways parents never anticipated. This is the darkest but arguably most crucial concern. When parents post images of their children, they often fail to consider who sees them. There are entire networks of individuals who scrape and misuse images of minors, even innocent photos, pictures of a child in a swimsuit at the beach, or an after-bath towel wrap can be saved and repurposed in disturbing ways. If a child feels embarrassed, betrayed, or disregarded by their parents' online actions, it can damage their trust. While social media might seem like just another outlet for sharing life's moments for children, many teens and young adults report feeling resentful towards their parents for oversharing personal details about their childhood online. This leads us to the term sharenting. I'm just learning about this term. I didn't even know it was a term. Sharenting is the practice of parents oversharing information, photos, or videos of their children online, often without considering the long-term consequences. It's a big topic in digital privacy debates because it raises serious concerns about consent, security, and a child's right to control their own digital footprint. You should also know that as these children mature, they're speaking out about their experiences and advocating for legal safeguards to prevent parental oversharing. Sharenting may need to be like a whole separate video topic itself. I'm just learning about this term and it has some interesting backstory. In an age where a child's digital footprint can outpace their own awareness, mothers must be their first and fiercest line of defense. Protecting their images online isn't about paranoia, it's about foresight. It's about ensuring they have control over their own story before the world tries to write it for them. But this vigilance isn't just for mothers, it's for all women. And it's really for all people, but this topic, I'm addressing women. And I'm addressing women because this is a woman-centered channel. Because whether we are protecting our children, our loved ones, or ourselves, we must move through the world with intention. Women must act with purpose, choose their battles wisely, and remain vigilant. Don't just choose the bear. Be the bear.